Happy Flex Friday. It's game 6 of the NBA playoffs between the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Boston looking to survive on the heels of Jason Tatum dealing with that ruptured Achilles tendon. He's out for the rest of the playoffs. Do you think that the Boston Celtics can do it? Can they come back in this series and possibly beat the New York Knicks? Will they survive tonight? Let me know down in the comment section below. While you're down there, also, go ahead and hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that bell, turn on all notifications so that you're alerted anytime I drop a new video here on the channel. Now, you guys know who have been watching in these recent videos, I've been giving away a free month of Dub Club to each and every person who comments a winning player prop down in the comment section below. If I randomly select your comment and it happens to be a winning player prop, well, then you could be like this person who is Jake0219. This was from Monday's video. His favorite player prop from that video was Peyton Pritchard over 3 field goal makes. And Peyton Pritchard ended up having 4 field goal makes. So Jake, you win. Go down to the description of today's video. Click that Dub Club Discord link. Join the Discord. Once you're inside Discord, shoot me a DM and I'll send you a special Dub Club link back. Congratulations to Jake. So if you want to be like Jake and get a free month of Dub Club, which is our VIP community, where we're sending out picks, plays, parlays, helpful, useful stats and information, and so much more, well then, hey, all you got to do is comment your favorite player prop from tonight's game down in the comment section below. And if you're not an NBA fan, no big deal. Leave an MLB prop. Leave a winning prop from any sport. We don't care. We're just trying to get to the money. We don't care what sport it is. All right, so let's talk about the picks that I have for today's video. I've only got 2. Just some light research here this morning. One of these really stood out to me though, and we'll start with the Boston Celtics side of things. I'm talking about Drew Holiday, who's been kind of quiet, but this could potentially be a spot where they need him to step up, and he does step up because he has stepped up in situations where Jason Tatum has been out in the past. I'm looking at his points, rebounds, and assists at 20.5. Now, I was doing some digging around on RotoWire.bet, which is a fantastic tool and app. If you're the type of person who likes to roll up their sleeves, play around with these filters, dig into the numbers, the game logs, and see what happens in different scenarios, well, Outlier is the tool for you. Go down in the description of today's video. There's a link for you if you want to try Outlier for 7 days. So what I've done here with Outlier is I've looked at all of the games from this season, games played without Jason Tatum. Obviously, he's out for the year, so we don't need him in there. And then games played by Drew Holiday with Al Horford, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now, you're left with these 5 games, which is a relatively small sample size, I'll admit, but it's positive to see that he is 5 for 5, going over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists in games where he's played alongside of those fellow Boston Celtics and without Jason Tatum. So he's averaging right around 23 points, rebounds, and assists per game in those 5 games. Had some pretty strong performances, and this does include his most recent game, which was against the New York Knicks, obviously 5-14 just a couple days ago, where he put up 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists against the New York Knicks in that one, finishing with 24 PRA. So he's a perfect 5 for 5, covering 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists, especially when Jason Tatum is out of the game like he will be out tonight. So hopefully Drew Holiday does it again. He did it in his last one. So this one is the first pick. Drew Holiday for more than 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, we can look at this a little bit closer. We can look at some projections and such for a guy like Drew Holiday. We'll go over here to RotoWire and take a peek at his different projections. Now, on the PRA, he is projected, according to RotoWire, for 22.63 points, rebounds, and assists. Now, I will admit that the previous games in this series didn't play so well against the New York Knicks, but he has had some good games against the Knicks in the past, putting up 25, 23, 26, 27, and 23 PRA in some of these games from both last season and earlier from this season. So he does have the ability, obviously, when called upon, to step up, and this could be a situation where they really need him to survive one more game against this New York Knicks team. Try to extend this thing out to game 7. So Drew Holiday is projecting to go over at 22.63. That puts him over 2 PRA higher than where his line currently sits at just 20.5. All right, let's go over to pick number 2 then, shall we? Now this one's going to come from the New York Knicks side. I try to give you one prop from each team that's taking the floor. And Mitchell Robinson has been an absolute rebounding machine in this series. Now, could he potentially come out and lay down and not rebound well? Well, that could always happen. It's the NBA playoffs. You guys should know by now. It's been pretty crazy. But the more or the over at 7 rebounds is pretty interesting to me. Now, this one does have tie or push potential. Now, if you think that Mitchell Robinson is going to find an assist, one assist, well, then this is a good line too, the 7.5 rebounds and assists. So if you take the over at 7 rebounds, yes, it could tie, which is a good safe landing spot for you, but you're really hoping for 8 or more rebounds, which he's done pretty well here against the Boston Celtics. But why this rebounds and assists line at 7.5 is kind of intriguing is, let's say he has, 7 rebounds, but he also finds, 1 assist, or he has 6 rebounds and he finds 2 assists, which is kind of a reach because Mitchell Robinson typically doesn't get a whole lot of assists. But what I'm saying is he's going to need 8 either way, or you're hoping for 8 either way. With the 7.5 rebounds and assists, this gives you 2 different lanes or 2 different avenues for him to reach 8, right? Because that's the number you want, either 8 rebounds or 8 rebounds and assists. Whereas just the rebounds is only 1 lane to get to 8. But the flip side of that is you do have the potential to tie or push. And wouldn't surprise me at all if it ends up being a tie or push, because he has tied or pushed on 7 rebounds in quite a few games. But I just wanted to kind of point that out. Interesting line here. You're getting a little bit of value here. 7 rebounds on their own. Obviously, you want 8 out of that. 7.5 rebounds and assists. You can also go with that one as well. But let's take a look at this one a little bit closer here. We're going to go over to RotoWire and see what Mitchell Robinson's been up to. By the way, guys, RotoWire is still offering a 25% discount on their 6-month and 12-month subscription. So go down to the description of this video. You're going to save yourself a boatload of money by using that RotoWire link. But this tool is really great. They make it real easy to use. They show you projections. They compare to other sports books. They compare to other DFS apps. So RotoWire doing some great things over there. But taking a look at the different ways to play Mitchell Robinson, the top way is going to be the rebound, sitting at 7. So we pop open his player card. He's projected for about 7.84 rebounds. I want to look at just the games against the Boston Celtics. He had 13 rebounds in their most recent game. Prior to that, 8, 8, 8, 7, 7. So there is some tie or push potential with this particular prop. But it's good to see that he's had at least 7 rebounds or more in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, and 7 out of his last 8 head-to-heads versus the Boston Celtics. So he seems to rebound the ball pretty well going up against Boston. So he's coming off of the bench for the New York Knicks. He'll probably see a lot of Luke Cornett. So those two will probably be matched up more often than not, but he should have a rebound advantage against guys like Cornett, or if he happens to run into a Porzingis or a Horford. Mitchell Robinson's whole mission out there is to rebound the basketball, play defense, block some shots. He's not really out there to get buckets or anything like that, but just want to show you guys how consistent he's been with covering this rebound prop sitting at 7 boards. So there's pick number 2, Mitchell Robinson. If you wanted to take the rebounds and assists at 7.5, maybe he finds an assist or 2. Maybe he doesn't. We'll have to see how it all plays out. But for me, I think the 7 rebounds is probably a little bit of a safer play, safer option. But here's where I turn things over to you guys. What's your favorite pick, play, or parlay? Leave it down in the comments section below. If I happen to choose your comment from the comment section and the pick that you provided is a winning one, well, we're going to say thank you for blessing the community, first of all. And we're also going to give you a free month of Dub Club, 30 days, all access to all the picks, plays, and parlays that myself and our community contributors are dropping. Our guy Space Jam just dropped a 25X a few days ago. I just dropped a 10X a couple days ago. So big slips hitting each and every day. Good luck on all your picks, plays, and parlays. And if you are in Dub Club and you are in Discord, we'll see you on the inside. See you there. Peace.